Afternoon, my visionary classmates. This is Minnie, and I'm talking about inspiration as our distinction for this week. So I just wanted to go ahead and tell you how it's working for me, how it has worked for me. I have a creative background. I was in fashion design for quite a long time. Then I switched into counseling. And so I've been inspired highly by my travels. I've been inspired by leaders, world leaders, the culture that I was in when I went overseas. While I was in my design career, I was in Ghana, which is West Africa. So I got highly inspired by a lot of things in Ghana, the dresses, the fabrics, the different carvings, the artwork, the um, just there were some leaders that I was involved with, people that are in high society. I was in a circle of people like that, so I saw a lot of different things that inspired me with that, and I did some design for them. And now that I'm back in the States and during this particular time, I could say that I'm inspired by going to various places. Museums inspire me. When I go to a boutique, I'm inspired. A restaurant, I'm inspired. Just the other day, I was walking in Oceanside, and at times I've been on the pier and looking up at the clouds. It was near sunset, and it was such a wonderful view because the sun was going down, and the view of the clouds was like a giant eagle that was flying off to Hawaii with the sun, and it was just spectacular. And so it highly inspired me just to see that, because we have some dynamite sunsets. But this was spectacular, the way the clouds were with the sun and the deep oranges and the peach colors, and the soft colors that were coming. And you could see just the majesty of God in it. I'm highly inspired by God anyway, because all the things we see around us are created and inspired by God. He's the one who comes into us, downloads our design ideas, and helps us to create, cultivate. So, these flowers, for example, are highly inspiring, the daffodils. When I walk quite a bit, so here's some geraniums in the purple, and then we have some ferns. We also have some a tea rose bush, and this is a morning glory. It hasn't bloomed quite yet, but we have Cana lilies, we have the succulent plants, we just have, all types of cool plants, especially where we live in California. We are blessed with that, so I'm highly inspired by that. I'm also inspired by motion pictures and things that there's a couple of characters that I was inspired by. I designed a coat based on a detective show that I used to watch, and there's another world leader that I was inspired by. These are some beautiful roses that we have. I'm inspired by them as well. These little miniature palm trees. I call them the family because there's one taller than the other one, then there's one a little shorter, and then there's a small one. So I call them the palm tree family. Father, mom, and the kid, and the clouds inspire me as well. So at times we have some really cool cloud coverage. Sometimes the clouds are fluffy, like giant cream puffs, and then other times they're scattered. And you see, today it's even more interesting. So those are some of the things for me for inspiration. Also, I'm inspired by people. Like, I'll be talking to someone and they may say something that's highly, you know, influential in the way that they are speaking. And so I'll be inspired just by the words that they say. Books inspire me. Articles inspire me. I may see I may hear a wonderful sermon. There's a few pastors that I listen to, on YouTube, and their sermons are highly inspiring. They'll just give me a wake-up call. Sometimes what they have to say and the perspective that they give me is like, wow, that, I never got it like that, And so it'll be that, or it could be a scripture, that I'm reading. And the scripture, I may know it from, since I was a teenager, but in the past 2 years, I've been highly inspired by scripture and the meaning of spiritual things as well. The visionary group also is my final observation as far as inspiration. Just listening to our feedback with each other, how we interact. It's a way of reminding us that as leaders, we will need to be able to open up and have an open mind and love. Um, we must come with love, listen with love in our distinctions, be inspired in a loving way, and be a coach at the same time. And we're dealing with many different backgrounds, all types of abuse, betrayals, hurt, harm has happened to many of us, traumas. And so we have to keep all those things in perspective, and that's all part of inspiration. So I hope that helps. This is Minnie. I'm signing out. Bye-bye.